All right, it's the One More Out of Here podcast on a Saturday afternoon. Let me crack this open. And I just want to tell everyone what's going on. Pappas not able to join us in the Jason Kiefer, by the way. Pappas not able to join us in the studio today. Had a serious medical issue pop up, and we were fortunate enough to get some video of that. Although he's convalescent.
I swear to God, I hate everything about you. I mean,
so
I never really know what you're going to do. So go ahead.
Well, if you would, join our pre-show sessions, you might find out what we're going to do.
Okay. Yeah.
So, no, we were lucky enough to get some video of the paramedics had to be rushed to Pappas's not his primary residence, but he had a little birthday celebration, a little too much cake, a little too much boudin, and things got out of hand. But Jason was able to get the drone up, capture some footage from the air. And Jason, I'm told that the firefighters are going to use this as a training video.
I believe
on how to.
I believe so.
You get someone in a situation like this, they got to be, they can't walk themselves down the steps to get into the waiting ambulance.
We actually have a couple different angles of this.
I swear to God, you guys
just bear with me. Bear with me because I got to pull the other one up.
You guys are just. I mean, you guys put the suck and suck. I mean,
I'm glad you're feeling better now, but this was a serious situation a few days ago.
And you know what? We care. We care. And
this is funny because Dan makes me look thin.
My wife and our good supporter of the One More Out of Here podcast, Joe Billy 007, told me that I forgot that I got this footage.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm telling you, man. Oops, watch out.
Oopsie.
That was a close one. That was a close one.
Oopsie.
But at least he didn't hit the ground. I mean, but things could have got really bad.
But you're safe. You're safe, and that's all that matters, Andrew.
You know what? And
after a couple of days of treatment, Andrew was feeling so much better. He decided to show us his new Halloween costume. I
hold on. I have so many tabs open, and I might have not grabbed that one.
Oh,
good.
I'll get it. This way, it's an absolute classic. I mean, you thought the expression of happiness on your face.
Did you? How'd you subject that?
I said Pappas's new Halloween costume.
It's funny because sitting next to Carol is always a feat because he makes me look small, and he's over here giving me shit. This is funny.
Well, at least I didn't have to go to the hospital. I'm just glad you're convalescing now and you're in good spirits.
Thank you, Dave.
I'll find it at some point. It's in here. I know it's in here.
Yeah,
you're concerned.
Michigan senior establishment. So
you're concerned. Michigan age restricted community.
But I do to the listeners and the viewers, I do want to wish our buddy Andrew Pappas a happy 60th birthday.
Yeah, 60 is the new 40. Let me ask you both a question. What's it like knowing a 60-year-old could best you in any feat of strength or any physical competition? What's that like?
Well, describe it. It depends on what the physical competition is.
Pick it.
Let's play golf.
That's not physical.
That's not physical.
That's not physical. I mean, unless you want me to wrap the clubs around your head.
Keeper thinks he can beat me in swimming, which we know that's not going to happen.
First of all, that's not. I mean, don't get me
wrong.
Okay,
so fine. So you want to talk all kinds of shit, but then you need to be very specific.
I'm not
about the specific feats that you want to engage in.
What any rational?
You might be able to beat me in some specific feats of strength, but I'm older than you, so. Yeah, if you want to pat yourself on the back for beating someone.
Wait a second, you're not that much older than I am.
I'm not talking shit either.
Well, but you got. Oh, really? Let's play the tape back again. Let's see the videos. Let's see.
You said any physical. You said any. Did he say any physical feat?
Any physical feat?
Yeah, anything. Because it's true.
So the first two that came to my mind was golf and swimming. So.
First of all, I think I beat you at swimming, but
I'll beat you in a fucking sprint. I can.
Oh, there's no question.
I can guarantee you that. So there you go.
No, that's not happening either.
I don't want to do it. I don't want
to
to.
see.
Well, I know you don't want to do it. You had your chance to back up your words
Look at
at the swim club at the end of the season.
Oh,
Would you guys
Ian,
run? Did
I'm not
someone drop
talking
it?
about you. I'm talking about him,
Oh,
motherfucker.
well, okay.
I'll deal with you. I'll deal with you in the new pool.
I'm just okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's right. Was somebody drop a candy bar and you guys were running for it, or what went on?
It's usually a Miller Lite.
Oh, okay.
There's a Miller Lite there. I'll get it.
I thank you for the birthday wishes and thank you for the video of me having my medical condition. I really appreciate it.
I know, but I wanted to end this segment on a happy note with you celebrating your new Halloween costume. So
Let's. Did you find the tab?
No, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, jeez. Well, I was trying to fill while you found it, and
Dude,
I don't know that we can fill anymore.
Unlike you, Dan Carroll, I'm very, very happy.
He sent you a ton of shit.
He sent me a ton of shit.
I just send you a ton of shit. Usually I send it to myself too.
But
so
I literally
just
just looked at it.
Well, I shudder to think what it is, and I'm just sitting here waiting for you to find the tab because, Dan, what is
I
your
send
Halloween?
some stuff to you once in a while too.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, and the funny thing is 90%, well, at least lately, what you've sent me, I've already posted on my Facebook. So I feel like you're stealing my Facebook.
You're stealing your shit.
Yeah.
By the way, I do not look at your Facebook page.
Hey, you should. Jason, I am going to be able to, I've changed my my very fluid plans, and I will be at the, are you guys going to attend the birthday celebrations for Hank?
Yes.
Well, I will be there, so
Oh,
I will see you there.
Yeah, I actually just told Dan about it. So for the listeners and viewers, there's a veteran who's 102 years old celebrating a birthday. I don't know all the background behind it, whether he just doesn't have a bunch of family but they were encouraging the community to come invited the community to celebrate his 102nd birthday.
Well, so I talked. Yeah, he's 102.
You're almost there. You're almost there, Pappas.
That's nice. He's 102, and he is. They were just wanting. The facility was wanting to acknowledge it, and so they reached out to what I would consider to be a specialist in social media presentation. That would be me. And
I knew it was good.
So basically, what has happened now? So let me just tell you, this event has ballooned.
Yeah,
Dan, are you on air Monday?
I am not on air Monday.
Are you busy Monday?
I'm going to have to talk to Corbett and see what he's got. And
all right,
if not, then I would like to attend.
Well, the reason I mention it is there's going to be, so it went from being, they put out the call and I actually saw the post from Keith Maupin, which I do Yellow Ribbon Support Center with. And so anyhow, I shared it. The news media picked up on it. We're now going to we went from having, they didn't know how many people were going to come. I expect there to be several hundred people at this event. And I know the facility well, and I don't know. I even told the director, I said, I'm not sure that you're going to be fully prepared for the amount of people that show up. And I couldn't be happier because, this is, 100 is a milestone. 102 is a big milestone. It's Veterans Day, so I'm like, you know what? It's a win-win-win.
Veterans Day is Columbus Day.
Well, it's Veterans. It's Veterans. Oh no, that's right. But he's a veteran. I'm sorry.
Correct.
And I think that I'm just think it's really, really special that we're going to have a bunch of people, and I recommend to everybody. You may not be able to get inside, but come with American flags. And what they're going to plan on doing is having people line the sidewalk and bring him out. He is wheelchair bound, and he does have a caregiver that takes him around. But I think they're going to do like a little, like a mini parade where he'll come outside, wave to people, and then wheel back inside. And it's a wonderful facility in Anderson Township. Highlights Anderson Township, shows our corporate members in the community and the wonderful facilities. And I'll say this: some people, and I'll get off my soapbox here in 2 seconds, but some people,
no, you won't.
Some people bemoan the fact that they're like, oh, how many senior care facilities do we need or whatever, oh, there's a better use, suddenly they become land experts after a facility is already planned, designed, financed, and open. You know how convenient it is for our residents to be able to go to visit their senior or people in need of assistance. It's assisted living, and have it be like 5 minutes from your house. I mean, that is so wonderful to have a place like that in our community. And we have several. Now, I'm not singling anyone out, but it makes it so much. My point is, it's a wonderful ability to have, great parks, great schools, so you can have that phase of your life. But then when your family member becomes where they need some assistance, they're not across the state, they're not across the city. You can literally stop in anytime because they're 5 minutes from your house. And I couldn't be any happier. I hope there's 1,000 people at this thing. I really do. And it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be big. And I've actually, recruited, some other fellas that they're like, oh shit, I didn't know it was happening, but yes, I'm definitely on board. So
will you wear your leather chaps and have your biker?
No, I'm going to wear my Sons of the American Legion shirt.
Well,
because he's a veteran, I'm going to support him as a veteran.
Could you wear your leather chaps under your
no.
Sons of?
No, I want to see you get in my leather chaps. That's what I want to see.
Oh, it'd be a leather.
That would be the physical feat.
Yeah,
that he would not be able to complete.
Yeah. They're assless, right? I mean, so
all chaps are assless, you dumb dick.
I don't know anything about asses or chaps or whatever, but
okay.
I will be wearing them.
You hang out at the Blue Oyster Bar enough, you know exactly.
See, these are things I don't. They just roll off your tongue, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
go ahead.
Police Academy.
So anyway, let's get on with the show.
Yeah, let's do it. But happy birthday anyway.
I think.
Where you want to go first, Dano? Let me ask.
Yeah, okay.
Let me ask you two a question. What are you guys seeing in your current life with the government being shut down for 7-8 days? What are you seeing?
Personally, it hasn't really affected me at all. So I know that's not the story for everyone, but I
Correct.
think for the majority of Americans, shutdown. We could do the whole show just trying to figure out exactly what is and what is not a government shutdown, but it has no effect on me at all.
Andrew,
I can't disagree with what Morty said. I would think that where people might notice it, from what I've heard, is if you're waiting on any interaction with, let's say, the IRS. Which is fine if they take longer, I suppose. I've heard that passports possibly could be delayed if you're in a hurry to get a passport. Maybe you're, have to get out of Dodge. Maybe you're a liberal looking to leave the country. But honestly, you really haven't seen. There has not been a whole lot of disruption to anyone's life right now. And I think that as it goes on. That might change, but people need to place the blame where blame lies. And the Democrats I think they've overplayed their hand as usual. And I think what people are, there's been several resolutions just to continue on the Biden era spending levels, and the Democrats have rejected them because they're upset that, quite simply, that the subsidies that were set to expire for Obamacare, were cut because they were set to expire. So they were allowed to expire, and Democrats are upset about that.
Well, the only reason they've been around as long as they have is because we had the Wuhan. They were set to expire a hell of a lot long time ago. And so I think the reason that Democrats aren't getting any traction on this is because the people who pay any amount of attention at all know that they're lying about the Republicans and Trump wanting to kick millions of people off of Medicare and Medicaid.
Right.
It's illegal aliens. They went back in.
And what's the number? What is it? Like 1.3 trillion?
It's close to 2 trillion.
Or almost.
I know it's above 1.5. But the section is right there in the bill. Mike Johnson has put it on his website, the Speaker of the House. You can go and read it for yourself, where they talk about how they want to undo, all these provisions of the big, beautiful bill that Trump put in there. And one of those provisions is that if you're an illegal alien, you don't get Medicare, you don't get Medicaid, you don't get benefits from the federal government. And they want to go in and they are demanding that that part be turned around if they're going to vote for a continuing resolution to fund the government. Right. So it's not that hard to figure it out. And they're lying when they say, well, if you're an illegal alien in this country, you don't get those benefits. But that's not true.
Well, I mean, Dan, let me ask you this. If you're an illegal alien, can you be superintendent of a school district?
Well, apparently you can.
Apparently you can for a little while. For a little while anyway.
Getting paid over $300,000
sure.
a year.
You can drive a big rig. You can do all kinds of stuff.
And guess what? I can't remember which moves. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work here anymore because he's not working there anymore.
Well, I understand that, but had there not been an ICE investigation, had ICE not been around, guess what? He still would be the superintendent in that school district, getting paid over $300,000 a year. I know a lot of very good, capable Americans that would love to be making over $300,000 a year.
Yeah. And
the point is that, I think the longer this goes on, I think the part of the point here is if, as Dan has said, and Jason, let me ask you, because you're, in that realm where you might be affected. I don't think that it's going to affect local government, but you're more in touch with government functions than Dan and I are on an everyday basis in your line of work. Has it affected you at all?
Well, I have actually, it has not as of yet. I've not been back to work since the honeymoon. I'm dealing with a little bit of an eye issue. So, but I have not heard anything like where paychecks are stopping or anything like that. Now, like I know like the air traffic controllers are starting.
Well, actually, let me tell you something. The air traffic controllers, they're twisting that as well.
And these are things that I'm not versed in. But that's why I wanted your guys' opinion.
Well, the air traffic controllers, first of all, they were making a big deal out of an airport, and I can't remember off the top of my head where it was, that they were one day they had to close because they didn't have personnel, and someone did some very rudimentary journalistic work, which doesn't occur anymore in today's world. And they're like, oh, well, guess what? This airport closes all the time because of the very same problem. It has absolutely nothing to do with the shutdown. So at the end of the day, I think what people, my point,
the airport tower is unmanned.
Well, it was not a big airport. It wasn't like,
Well, that's LAX. Like Moncton Airport. That tower is unmanned after I think 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, something like that.
Correct, but my point
it goes
is
unmanned all through the overnight hours, but airplanes still come and go. And
and I'm going to ask you guys a question. If it hasn't affected you or anyone that you really know, unless, like I said, someone's in line waiting for a passport or has a ruling coming back from the IRS, I mean, did we then need the program to begin with if you haven't noticed anything?
It's a good point.
Yeah, and our buddy AK Guns, who we met in Clayton, yes, who is a military man. I just asked him, because he's in the chats, like, is it affecting it? What's he seeing? So we'll wait to see what he says. But
I mean, maybe it'll affect, I don't know if that's a great question, because let's say someone runs a gun shop and they're doing a background check, FFL, right? Is it going to delay that? Are those people working? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe I don't know the answer to that question. That's a great question to ask. But mom and dad are getting up every day. The schools are open. You're taking your kids to school. The grocery stores are open. Gas stations are open. Post office is open. How is this affecting you? And national parks, I don't know if they're open or not. I don't go to many. So I just find, like Dan said, the Democrats are very good at lying, twisting the truth. It's what they do. Chuck Schumer, when he speaks, I usually just say, well, whatever he's saying coming out of his mouth is a lie. But the problem is that we face as Republicans and conservatives is we're not only fighting the Democrat Party, we're fighting the mainstream media who fails to report accurately what's actually going on.
Well, there's been some instances that Jake Tappert did it the other day. He called out, I forget who his guest was, but he called out, and I might have sent Jason video of that, but he called out his guest that lying about when they talk about illegals not getting health care. They've called him out. Is that it right there?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and play that and see if I'm remembering this correctly. I don't know. This might not be the Jake Tapper one, but it's CNN. Let's see.
Jake Tapper lays out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Jake Tapper.
The Republicans for the shutdown, but in point of fact, it's the Democrats in the Senate who are refusing to vote for the clean continuing resolution to fund the government for 7 weeks. I mean, that just as a point of fact, the way that we have always covered shutdowns is that the party that is not voting for the CR, the continuing resolution to fund the government, is the party that is blocking the government funding and is responsible for the shutdown. That's how we did it the last time in 2018, 2019. That's the time we did before that during the Obama administration. I mean, it's your party that is refusing in the Senate that is refusing to vote for the continuing resolution. You're blaming.
There was.
So yeah, so there's Tapper doing a rare moment, a rare moment of honesty there, and that's what I said about the media all the time. It's not that they don't have the ability to do it; it's that they choose not to.
Well, that's one segment of one show.
Yeah, one segment of one show. Yeah,
and it is a rare, as you said, it's a very rare example.
Well, that's why we play it, because it's newsworthy.
Yeah, but the problem is that
honest.
Problem is
our
most
buddy,
people aren't going to see
buddy
that.
AK Guns, who's active military, he is not getting a paycheck.
Well, I saw something just passed today that Trump said that military will be paid in 4 days, including back pay. I mean, obviously including back pay, but Trump just released a statement that he's paying the military, and don't ask me how. I just saw it on Facebook, right. So it must be true. Yeah, that would be a problem. Obviously, as anybody that has a family, if suddenly your paycheck stops, that's a big problem. I will say that I did hear that federal credit unions are, from what I heard, if you're a federal employee and your paycheck is getting withheld because the government is closed, they are fronting you the money as a non-interest loan because they know that you are going to get that money. So that is helpful and does mitigate some of the pain. I don't know if that's the case in his instance. If it's not, I apologize.
Right.
But I did hear that. So again, other than, and I hope that that portion gets rectified. But general public, a very small percentage of people are even in the military.
Are you in Michigan or are you in fucking Compton? Jesus Christ!
Well, we have. It is the last of. We call it peaker season up here, where the leaves start to change. So everybody, you would be happy. So there's been a lot of assless chat writers going by, and they happen to. I don't understand what it is about a motorcycle that when they want you to know exactly how loud it is right in front of your house for some unknown reason. So whatever. I should sit out there. I'm going to sit out there. After we're done with the show, I'm going to sit out there in my lawn chair with a hairdryer and clock them.
All right, let's get to the other video. And I labeled this one, the DNC talking points have gone out. So this is something that we have talked about time and time again. And this is what's the guy? Tom Elliott. Tom Elliott is the guy's name who posts these videos, and he does a great job on putting these things together. And this is how you know when the DNC talking points have gone out, because these are clips from several different appearances of different pundits and talking heads, and I think there's a few politicians in here as well. But see if you notice anything similar about the words that are coming out of their mouths in this video, and then we've got one to follow up on.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Let's hear this.
So we're talking with Jimmy Kimmel here. This is great.
Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization. There is not an Antifa.
Like, I don't even know what Antifa is. There is no group.
It's not even like far-right groups like the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Compared to right-wing extremists, Antifa-linked violence is rare and limited.
It isn't an organization. It is in many ways mythology.
It's not like the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers, sort of defined terrorist organizations with leadership that leads violence.
It's not a highly organized movement. It's a moniker. It's
It's not a unified group like the Proud Boys are.
Things like Antifa are things that are thought up.
It's all in this guise of going after Antifa, which is nothing. There's no organization called Antifa.
Nobody's a member of Antifa because it doesn't exist. They are just declaring into existence something that doesn't exist.
There is no
Apparently.
Antifa organization. So maybe that's good for social media, but it really is non-existent.
They exist on the internet in chat rooms and in 4chan and Discord and places like that, where they run discussion boards, trade tactics, documents, things like that. But none of them are called Antifa.
Yeah. See, so Andrew, you see, they're not Antifa. They're not like the Proud Boys, which really exists. But then this guy, and I forget this guy's name who posted this video, did a little follow-up piece on this, and
Damon Amani.
You might find this a bit entertaining and amusing. Let's watch this.
You said this. There's no Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization. There is not an Antifa.
The network that you work for has plenty of articles on Antifa, Jim. What is Antifa? Antifa protesters showed up in Portland. There is a Antifa.organization website, Jim. Antifa handbook on Amazon. Antifa out there in the streets. Antifa members. Antifa flag. That's interesting. And that was Antifa in action. I hope this helps, Jim.
So there you go, Andrew. Antifa doesn't exist. But according to ABC News, they've got all kinds of articles about Antifa. You can buy all kinds of Antifa gear. You can get the Antifa handbook.
Did you buy your sweatshirt yet?
I do not have my Antifa hoodie or mask, so I guess I'm a little bit behind the curve there. That amazing.
You said the talking points. The talking points go out. I think they'll get a memo. It's a joke. I mean, it's just a joke. And
you got to give the Democrats credit, though, because they are, when it comes to getting the talking points out, they are highly organized. Well, and they do a good job of getting everybody on the same page, or at least trying to.
They do, but as you said, that was beautiful the way you rolled the clip. Somebody put all those together, and then if just a little bit of work, just one web search. I mean, I've seen those flags. I've seen those people marching. I mean, are they in Cincinnati, Ohio? I've seen that flag in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know that I'd say that we have a large Antifa presence, but to just say that we as conservatives have made it up is just fundamentally untrue, and is just flies in the face of just even a thumbnail depth, in research into the subject. So good luck. I hope that sells with them, but and maybe that's why Kimmel's ratings, after a brief blip after his quote unquote,
did you see the numbers on that?
They're in the toilet.
Yeah,
they're in the toilet.
So he had that comeback after he was off the air for 3 or 4 days.
He had a slight bounce.
He had got a big number like the first 2 nights he was on. Now what are we, 2.5 weeks down the road, 3 weeks down the road?
Probably something like that. Yeah,
85% decline in his viewership.
Yeah,
and I remember someone posted on social media. They said, "Oh, the MAGA people are going crazy because Jimmy Kimmel had such a big audience last night." And I said, "Get back to me in a couple of weeks." Did
they get back to you?
Yeah. Wanted to see what he was going to say.
Once the sizzle comes off that steak, and then tell me what the numbers are. That person hasn't gotten back to me.
But then they put it out. They put it out too, where now it's just streaming. Like, he's not on the actual fucking network. You have to go through a streaming app to fucking see his show.
Yeah. Go back to the. Go.
I hope the network loses. You know what? I hope they lose. I hope they keep paying him. That's less money that they'll have to pay anyone else that might be more successful than him. So I really don't.
$16 million a year.
That's
nice?
Fine. Keep paying him.
Beautiful.
Pay him. Pay him. I mean, here's the deal. I know that you don't care, Dan. Jason, I know you don't care. And I can guarantee you that I don't care. I hope he stays on the air forever. And you know what? They keep dumping money down that rat hole. And that's, like I said, it's less money that they'll have to spend for someone that might be more effective than his dumbass.
Several years ago, before he got big, but he was already somewhat famous. I was in an event that Jimmy Kimmel was speaking. He was either like one of the co-hosts, or he had to speak at this event, and he had to hang out with the people who were there, and you got a chance to walk up and shake his hand, talk to him, all that shit. And he was kind of a dick. He was getting paid to be there.
Did he brush up?
He did about maybe a 10-minute comedy routine that was not that funny. You could tell he didn't want to be there, and he was just a dick. So he the one time I got a chance to meet him, he made a bad impression on me.
Well, it amazes me though, like how he got his fucking start as being a male chauvinist, which I love the Man Show. I love that show. It was fucking amazing. Him and Adam Carolla were absolutely fantastic because you could do that shit back then. Yeah. But he was a male chauvinist fucking pig. And now all of a sudden he's higher than fucking he's high and mighty.
He's the darling of the left, which if you even make a joke that might be somehow that they can misconstrue. I mean, what is the left's favorite word for a male that they don't like because he may be effective or he may have a different viewpoint for them? What is their favorite description? What is the word?
I should know this, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Misogynist.
Misogynist.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
did they ever declare Jimmy Kimmel as misogynistic? Did they ever bemoan the fact that he's
absolutely not.
No, you're only a misogynist if you have conservative views.
You're only a misogynist if somehow you disagree with a liberal woman, and then it becomes the reason that you disagree with the liberal woman, even though you might champion women of conservative backgrounds. You might hold them up as your personal heroes and promote them. It's just easy for the left to label you as a misogynist. Now, it is funny because Adam Carolla is he may have always been. I don't know how he was on the show. That show was a little bit after my age bracket, but
you are 100.
Yeah, thank you. But he's actually very, very conservative. So yes. I wonder how their relationship was during the show. But that show wasn't about politics. That show was just about. I just remember, like you said, I think was that the opening, the women on trampolines? I can't remember.
Yeah, girls on trampolines. They did the fucking chugging beers, and I mean, it was just the Man Show. I mean, it just is what it is. And Adam Carolla actually made the show. Jimmy Kimmel was just kind of the fucking Muppet that sat next to Adam Carolla. Mm. So, but obviously Jimmy Kimmel got a huge show, but.
Well, Dan's right though. The left is very well organized. They send their memo out on Monday, and then all the talking heads, including the two women on The View, which explain how that show's still on. But they all do their parroting. They parrot their talking points. Their little words are all the same word phrases they use, and they march on down the road. And is it effective? I think it used to be effective. I do think that the internet has rendered has neutered them, because there's ways, just like, if you don't see the truth on the news, if the news doesn't, if whoever says, maybe there isn't an Antifa, you can go to the internet and find hundreds, if not thousands of well-documented instances and examples of Antifa does exist. And they are an organization that is well-funded, well organized, and coordinated, and works hand in hand with the Democrat National Committee or the Democrat Party on a national basis.
Yeah. All right, let's move. We got a ton of stuff we want to get to. This is another video that I sent Jason, and this video comes from Chicago, the streets of Chicago.
Oh, Memphis.
And
Memphis.
Oh, is this Memphis?
This is Memphis.
Okay, Memphis, Chicago, same thing. Trump is sending in.
They're both shitholes.
Yeah, Trump is sending in the National Guard, and look, the people who hate Trump. What did they say? These cities are safe. We don't need the National Guard here. We don't need, Trump is overstepping his bounds. Everything is hunky dory. Here's a woman who lives in the neighborhoods where things happen it's the neighborhood that most of us would choose not to live in, but she lives here, and someone asked her, about the whole notion of Trump sending in the National Guard. And I think this is quite revealing the way she lays out what's happening in her world.
Some of y'all might get mad at me. And at this point, I don't get mad. I'm not into politics. I'm not into all of that extra stuff with people be losing their life over pain and all that. You human, what else? But I will say thank you to Trump for bringing these National Guards and doing what they're doing down here in Memphis right now. You know, for the first time in 5 years, I've been in my home for 5 years. And for the first time, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it. I haven't heard a gunshot in 2 weeks. I haven't seen strange people walk up and down the street. And just a few weeks ago, I had somebody walk on the side of my house. None of that action going on. I haven't seen no young YNs with the soul posted. I haven't seen an infinity fly past me in a week. I'm sitting on my porch right now, and I'm watching kids outside playing. People outside walking with their kids, stuff I ain't never seen before in my neighborhood. But all because we feel safe in this environment, unfortunately, because of the things that are happening here in the city. I hate it to be this way, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Honestly, I truly feel that this is just a band-aid to the problem. I don't think this is going to completely fix everything. But to have a moment of peace, just thank you, Jesus.
So when it comes to Trump, that is the kind of thing that he is concerned more with than anything else. That is the reason that he is doing what he is doing in these cities, because of that woman and what she said and what her life is like on a daily basis. Trump understands what she and her neighbors live through every single day. And you look at that shot that was out on the street. You got a couple of young kids walking down the street, another kid out there shooting hoops in the street. And what is she saying? What does she say? I haven't heard gunshots for 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
She's been there 5 years, and it's the first time she's comfortable with her kids playing out in the yard.
And for her to say
that means, to me, Trump looks at that, and for a guy like Trump, that means everything more than anything else. And all the crap that these different mayors and governors, Pritzker, and all the talking heads and all the rest of it, they can give him crap all day long. He'll take that woman right there.
Just for a mother to say, I have a moment of peace.
Yeah, but my problem is, and
how
you guys,
powerful is that testimony, though?
It is powerful, but here's the deal. She says, I know this is only a Band-Aid. It's only temporary. Well, I need her to make the connection that perhaps she should start holding her local elected officials accountable, because that is a local issue. And I hate the fact that now it's been made a national issue, because all it does is illustrate how fundamentally inept and distracted your local officials have been. And if you've been voting Democrat your entire life and you've had those results, perhaps you should look a little bit deeper and say, maybe the Democrat Party has been taking me and my race for granted, and I should consider voting for the party that at least promotes and supports law and order and champions law and order, and does not take the viewpoint that they're on the side of the perpetrators, but rather wants to protect the victims of violent crime and hold the perpetrators, the committers of violent crime, accountable. And by and large, I would tell her and all of her friends and all of her people, is that beautiful? Yes, it's nice seeing kids playing in the yards. It's nice seeing people being able to have quiet enjoyment of their property. But there is a reason this is happening in cities like Chicago. There's a reason this is happening in cities like Memphis. There's a reason that downtown Cincinnati has had, in my term of living in Cincinnati, one of the more violent summers that we've ever had, where people just don't feel safe to go downtown.
There was a running gun battle on the streets a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, we played.
Is that anything?
Well, no, since we played that
another one.
Yeah, another one. In addition to the one that we played the other day.
Yeah. So, but your mayor, your wonderful mayor, or your current mayor, and running for re-election, likes to again promote. He first of all on his social media, he's turned off comments, so you can't make comments on his page.
Have you seen any of the video from the debate he had with Corey Bowman the other night?
I did. And
did you notice was he sweating profusely, or was that just me?
He was sweating, and it is a natural human reaction when you're trying to sell a load of bullshit that you sweat a lot.
I noticed the exact same thing. We had
a lot of flop sweat.
We hadn't even talked about this, but I noticed the exact same thing.
Well, I like Corey Bowman a lot. He maybe has a glandular issue. I'm not sure, but he was
thyroid. His thyroid's bad, guys.
He was sweating a lot, and look, if you ever been in a situation where
I got a bad thyroid.
Well, have you guys ever been somewhere where you're like trying to sell like a line of bullshit, or you're trying to lie? And what is your first natural reaction? Your heart rate goes up.
Your heart rate is going up through the roof. Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you start sweating because that's just what happens. People, unless you're a really polished politician like Pelosi or Schumer,
Bill Clinton.
Obama's
a great liar.
Well, I think Pelosi's actually a fucking robot. I don't even think she's a fucking person anymore at this point.
She's pickled. I think the alcohol has taken effect. But no, listen, Corey Bowman did a great job.
It was love hammer, Andrew. It was the love hammer.
The love hammer.
God, you know what? I'm not going to get. That's a tangent. We don't want to go down that.
That just brings up old school shit.
God, right? It was like yesterday when that happened, and then it just faded from view. I just wish we should pull up the video of him, the police video.
Oh my God!
And do a segment on that again.
Is that one of the strangest things you've ever seen, though? Just how unusual was that? They're both fighting over this hammer.
Well, he comes to the door, and I think he was in his underwear. Comes to the door in his underwear, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, this is my friend." And the guy's got it. I mean, it's just so weird, but whatever. But where'd this hammer come from? I mean,
oh, for God's sake!
Oh, let's see. We got.
Is this Jen Psaki? This is Jen Psaki, and this is great. This is a funny video.
I love the fact, and again, I'm going to applaud you. Thank you for sending me so much stuff because we can go all over the place, and I love it.
This is a funny one. This is kind of a little reminder of the good old days when Biden was president. This is pretty funny. Andrew, you might enjoy this.
Today, 15 recipients of the Nobel Prize in Economics released a letter in support of the president's Build Back Better plan,
including 4 Nobel Prize winners recently highlighted in an open letter.
17 Nobel laureates who have conveyed this will help address inflation.
14 Nobel laureates.
I'm 187 years old.
They'll actually bring down the cost. It will reduce the deficit, and it will totally paid for, and it's going to reduce inflation. 17 Nobel laureates in economics. 15 Nobel laureates in economics. Released a letter yesterday. 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics. I've said.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Together. 14 Nobel laureates in economics wrote to me telling me that it will also diminish the impact of inflation. And I told you about the impact of 17 Nobel laureates in inflation. This is from 15 Nobel laureates in economics. Quote. Because this agenda, the one I'm talking about, mine, 17 Nobel winners of the economics, have written a letter just about 3 weeks ago to me affirming that this bill would ease long-term inflationary pressures. 14, I think it was 14, Nobel laureate economists in economics saying this is going to, what I'm proposing, will reduce the inflation.
So there you go. There's a little reminder of what the kind of stuff we used to get from the Biden administration. And you know what? Who gives a crap about Nobel laureates, Nobel Prize winners?
Well, let me say this. I will say I agree with what you're saying there, Dan, because I have no misconceptions about the Nobel Committee. But I do appreciate the fact that the current Nobel winner, the Venezuelan woman that won,
Maria Corina Machado. is her name.
What a very impressive young lady that she had the balls, the testicles, to not only win the award, but then turn around and acknowledge that, she dedicated it to the person she thought should have won the award, and that would be one Donald J. Trump.
Correct.
And here's the thing. She won. This is a gal that is the opposition leader in Venezuela. And she has been on a crusade to try and bring freedom back to Venezuela. Mm-hmm. So the Nobel Committee decided that this was the woman who was worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize, and so fine. I don't care. But then she turns around and she says, "I'm dedicating this to Trump because he deserves it." Not only has he been involved in only a few months in solving 8 wars, but his actions have been decisive to have Venezuela now at the threshold of freedom after 26 years. So she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she is saying, I was only able to win the Nobel Peace Prize because of Trump.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, what more do you want? Nobel Committee.
Since he's going to want a lot more, just so you're aware.
They weren't,
He's going to want a lot more than that.
Yeah, those douchebags at the Nobel Committee, and I saw this guy on TV the other day. What an arrogant cocksucker he is. But they were not expecting this gal from Venezuela to say, hey, the only reason I got the Nobel Prize is because of what Trump was able to help me with in my country. So
let's not forget that I've had absolutely, and nor have I ever been particularly impressed with the Nobel Committee. But when Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize for doing absolutely nothing, I said this is nothing more than a liberal circle jerk, and I have absolutely no. But I will say
that he won it, but that he also accepted it.
He accepted it.
If he had any integrity at all, he would say, look, I haven't done anything. I don't deserve this. I can't take it.
No, and it would be nice to ask,
what he should have done.
Look, yes, we are Trump fans, but we also are critical of Trump. As I said, I'm not a fan of sending the National Guard to these cities. I just think they should fester in their own mistakes of elections. But, will 513, who somehow chimes in here, amusingly, will he acknowledge the fact that the peace deal, if it holds, and let's be fair, was proposed in the Middle East between Hamas and Israel is tenuous, because I even heard today that Hamas is hemming and hawing a little bit, saying, well, we don't know if we have control of all the hostages, and we don't know all the groups that have all the hostages. But if this peace deal holds, will 513 acknowledge that President Trump is transformative and deserves the credit due? And will he also acknowledge that where would we be today in the Middle East and Venezuela? And let's not forget the conflicts that he ended in Africa as well, that no one seems to give 2 shits about.
And like, to your point, Will he acknowledge that? Probably not. But like his comment that I just put on, he said, "You're calling them douches because your boy didn't win. You'd be singing the praises for weeks if he won it." I don't give a fuck.
That's not
I
true.
could not go back through. I could not go back through and tell you. I mean, I knew Barack Obama. I know Martin Luther King won it, but I can't go back through and name Nobel Peace Prize winners. I don't give a shit. But to your
calling
point,
them
8
douches
wars
because
have been done.
We're calling them douches because we said when Barack Obama won it for doing absolutely nothing, it became apparent what it was. It's just as I said, a liberal circle jerk. Now, is it?
Well, they're giving themselves all the credibility of Times Person of the Year. It's getting to about that same level.
Yeah. Now, the woman, let's be fair, the woman that won it, I'm not saying she's not deserving. She's an amazing human being. She's an amazing human being, but she also is even more so amazing because she had the cognizance and she said, I am thank you, but I'm not the one that deserves this award. This man does because of all the great things that he's doing. Very humble. That makes me even more impressed with this woman. Now, why 513 through his blind Trump hatred can't understand that. I just would be a little more, impressed or at least caring of his opinion if he just could acknowledge that. But I guess some people, Trump hatred trumps everything.
Right, and that's the thing, and it's the Trump derangement syndrome. And we got a video about that, Dan. I just got to find it.
TDS. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, I know where you're going. This is a good one.
Yeah, this takes us back to Antifa.
And you had no idea it was coming, but you segued perfectly.
This takes us back to the Antifa business a little bit, but there was a roundtable discussion at the White House a couple of days ago, and President Trump, he's going to declare Antifa a terrorist organization. So that'll, open up, I guess, special avenues to be able to prosecute and be able
to investigate. Yes.
Yeah. So this was a gal who used to cover Antifa, and she's seen Antifa up close and personal, and she gave her own powerful testimony during this roundtable discussion. What's her name's on the top there? What's her name on it?
It is Brady Cruz.
Yeah.
Brady with an I.
Yeah. So this is a great soundbite. I love this.
Great.
I'm living proof that you can recover from TDS. I had strong Trump derangement syndrome for probably 8 years. This is one of the reasons I recovered from it. And by the way, it's much better to not have TDS. I'm happier, I'm healthier, more successful. I even think I got a little more attractive after I got rid of my Trump derangement syndrome. Yes. I'm a reporter in Seattle, and frankly, I could not care any less what any of you have to say about this meeting. Could not care any less. We're not here for you. I'm not here to convince any of you that Antifa is a real thing, because if you have not come to that conclusion by now, you are never going to come to that conclusion because you don't want to see it. And you're going to go and you're going to say it's a bunch of right-wing conservative influencers who are here spinning a tale. I was one of you. I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years. I was a TV reporter on the streets doing my job, and I was still assaulted by Antifa. So it's not about being conservative. It's about people who go there and show what they're doing. And when I saw, after all those years, that the media wouldn't be honest about what was happening, that Democratic politicians wouldn't be honest about what was happening, I thought, well, gosh, if they're not being honest about that, maybe they're not being honest about President Trump either. And it opened my mind to just looking at things for what they were. And now I find you quite funny, actually. Now it's like I said, I'm much happier.
That was good. Yeah. I'm glad you sent me.
She had Trump derangement syndrome. She decided that, and look, no one was there doing conversion therapy on her. She simply saw the truth. And now her life is better. She's happier. She's more attractive. I think that is just fantastic. And she has seen Antifa up close and personal. So all you numbnut talking heads, you got to stop with this phony narrative about Antifa doesn't exist.
Well, I'm sure the stories will come out. They'll have to start destroying her because rather than address the topic, they like to destroy the messenger. And that's a typical MO of leftists and leftist organizations. So I'm sure there'll be some, much as we saw locally, and Jason knows I always bring it back local, much as we saw the left organized and drive a very worthy school board candidate from our local race through intimidation.
Which is disgusting.
And harassment and false accusations. I'm sure that this poor woman, I hope she has nerves of steel, balls of steel, because what's going to happen is they're going to circle the wagons and start attacking her. I can virtually guarantee you that will happen.
I'm definitely going to, once Dan sent me that and I saw it, I'm definitely going to start following her just to see where this track goes. But I mean, good for her to be able to come out of the darkness and into the light and be like, hey, look, it's not as shitty as everyone is saying it is.
I mean, and here's the deal. 513, if you're out there watching, dude, you can be so much happier. Follow this woman's advice. You could actually be happy. I don't know about the attractive part. That ship might have sailed, but you could definitely be a happier person in your life if you just let go of this TDS that you horribly suffer from.
I think you just became a doctor, Andrew.
I'm you know what? I'm here for him. I'm here.
He stayed at a Holiday Inn once. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express once.
Well, I know people that suffer from PDS, and I think he suffers from PNTDS. And PDS is Pappas derangement syndrome, for those of you that don't know. And I think that 513 suffers from both.
He definitely does. Definitely.
God, do you think he's just beating the shit out of his cat right now, or chewing on his shoe? Which
I'm
one
wondering
is he doing?
if you had a shirt made, if he would buy it. I think he would buy it. You should get a shirt made.
Papist derangement syndrome.
I'd wear it. I love it. Nicely played.
Oh
sir.
my God!
You had some great clips today. Some great clips today.
Yeah, this is another one. Is this the school board one?
Yeah.
Yeah, mom at the school board. I love this.
Good morning.
With the chest
My
binders.
name is Beth Bourne. Don't worry, I won't be stripping my clothes off this morning. I'm here to voice my concerns that the Yolo County Board of Supervisors is knowingly using taxpayer funds to groom and program children to believe they could be born in the wrong body. I stood before you last year. I addressed the board on the $100,000 contract that you approved for Communicare to be the gender affirming clinicians at the Harper Junior High School Wellness Center. Right in the contract language, it stated that children could be meeting free confidentially with Communicare clinicians at the school. My public records response from Davis Joint Unified School District said the same thing. The sign clearly shows that children can talk about their gender identities. I've also shared this flyer with you. It says right here that children 12 and over in Yolo County can get free breast binders and penis tucking kits for any child over 12.
I got you one for your birthday, Pappas.
I'm just going to put one on in case people in the audience are not familiar with what children are receiving in this county. If you're over 12 years old, you can have a free breast binder.
For the audio
Just to
listeners,
give you
she's
an idea
putting this
what
thing
it looks
on.
like when you put it on a child.
And it looks
A 12-year-old
uncomfortable.
girl can get a free breast binder through Communicare, through this
colorful,
board,
though.
to flatten her breast so she can
Pastel.
pretend to be a trans boy. These are given out free by this county. The penis tucking kits are available to boys 12 and over, so they can take their penis and tuck it into their groin.
Or
to give the
60th birthday.
appearance of being something other than a male. Why would you want to buy for children? Why would you want taxpayer funds going to these kinds of garments for our children? It's time for you to have some courage, to be brave and speak out. We have an unfolding medical scandal, and you five are the ones supporting it.
So congratulations to that mom for having the balls and the hanging down things and the chutzpah to go up there and give it to the school board and do the demonstration there. 12-year-old kids, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. Here's some chest binders. Here's, hide your penis away. We want you to talk about your gender expression and your gender identity and your fluidity and all that bullshit. I mean, this is the worst of it, though, is that this is a usurpation of parent rights.
Not only that, it's at taxpayer expense.
At taxpayer expense.
That's,
Absolutely.
That's Why are taxpayers paying for?
Well, who the hell do these people think they are? From the school board on down to the people that actually, run the clinics or in the clinics talking to the kids. Who do they think they are? Being able to take this is something that the family needs to deal with. This is no business of the school. Absolutely none.
Dan, do you have a PhD? Dan, do you have a PhD?
No, I do not.
That's your answer to your question right there.
I don't have a penis tucking device either. So,
well, I'm not sure about
that. Is that kind of the same thing,
or a PTT?
My point here is we. And you might see this. I mean, I'm glad. I don't know where YOLO is. I imagine California. I could be wrong, but
I'd have to look it up again.
You could very well see this in Forest Hill School District in the coming years, because next year, because of their harassment of a very qualified, at least candidate to run for office, drumming her out of the race or hounding her out of the race before voters even got a chance to pick her. You're going to now have a Democrat majority on the board. And Dan, you and I both know that one of the board members, one of the current liberal board members, has a strange, very odd preoccupation with adolescent discussion of sex.
Yeah.
And sexual activity. So I would be concerned for where your local school board is. And I hope that more parents show the balls and the bravery that this mom had getting up and addressing, because people don't That's outside people's comfort zones, but we need more people to stand up and get outside their comfort zone and question the school boards that are doing exactly what Dan Carroll just said.
You know what would have happened to that woman had she done that under the Biden administration?
She would have been investigated by the FBI.
Boom. You give that man a prize.
Give that man a prize.
And the same FBI, might I remind you, when I hear liberals such as 513 drivel about how the FBI is being weaponized against Americans, the same then FBI that we just discovered was tapping and secretly monitoring the phone records of members of Congress, including several conservative senators, all conservatives, by the way, all Republicans, by
all
the way,
Republicans,
and which is
That's
absolutely
the
one of
special
the
counsel.
biggest scandals to come out in my lifetime, that your FBI, which did consider any conservatives that spoke at school board meetings to be quote unquote domestic terrorists, but there is no Antifa. We can't call them domestic terrorists, but moms that go to school boards and care about their kids, they're domestic terrorists, right? Right, 513? Is that correct?
No weaponization there, Andrew, though. It's
No weaponization there.
No weaponization.
But we
Totally
are going to secretly monitor and record and eavesdrop and see where these conservative senators and congressmen, who they've been talking to. And you're going to tell me that you're concerned about weaponization of the legal, judicial, and the legislative, the FBI and law enforcement against their enemies, but you turned a blind eye to what has gone on in the past, and we're just exposing this crap. And suddenly now you think you have some sort of moral high ground when we have examples that this shit occurred? I'm sorry. No, sir. No, sir. That's not going to occur. It's time to investigate all this stuff and call the government to task for what they've done, and probably I will say, and I will go on record as saying this, I think the Biden administration will go down in history as one of the most fundamentally corrupt administrations in American history.
Nicely done. Wow.
And I can't I can't disagree with
That's
that.
amazing. But guess what? We've got Dano getting ready to talk.
Corrupt. Hi, everyone. Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made. All right, so we're going to continue on the video train here. A couple of things we get ready to close out the show. Now, Keith, have you looked at this one yet?
I have. I did look.
So, are you like me? I look at Jason rides a motorcycle. I ride a motorcycle. Pappas rides one of those things, where you bend your knee and scoot around on the one leg.
I got an electric scooter. Does that
call it a jazzy? They call it a jazzy or a rascal.
An electric scooter.
A hover around.
He actually rides snowmobiles, which I think is cool as shit.
That's
we haven't had our team building.
So Pappas, you'll appreciate this. So I looked at this video, and in the first, 2 or 3 seconds, I knew it was not going to end well. Because this guy is being an absolute, this is a clown on a sports bike. You said, you take it from here. I mean, what was your
immediately when I looked at it? Because whenever Dan sends me anything, I don't look at it until like right before I get show prep and get it together because I like the surprise. But as soon as I open this one up to figure out where we're going to put it, I'm like, all right, wet roads, one, sports bike, crotch rocket. Yeah, it's none of this is going to go well.
This guy's like some kind of YouTube influencer guy.
And then you hear police sirens, which makes it even worse. It was fucking amazing.
There we go.
Fucking idiot.
I mean, it's raining hard, too. It's raining.
He's not going to swim.
No, he's not. He's flying.
Well, that's gonna hurt.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie. What a fucking idiot.
We're calling that dumbass of the week.
Yeah, dumbass of the week. It used to be a regular segment on the One More About Your podcast, but
we're bringing it back.
Yeah, well, with this guy right here, what a numbnut. Ow! It hurts. It hurts. So if you had video of yourself acting like
it fucking hurts.
Would you put it on? Would you put it on the internet?
No.
Would you put that out there? Look what a dumbass I am.
Absolutely not.
Is his screen name now Scab?
Crusty.
Oh shit.
Stubby.
Oh,
I mean,
all right.
I mean, you know what? The only videos, let me tell you, the only videos that I like watching now that are going around on the internet is when law enforcement goes in on Antifa, and we need to play more of those where they're these people that are standing up or at least harassing police, spitting in police face, and finally law enforcement is holding them responsible. These are the videos that I find that I'm watching just chuckling at.
Dude,
and it gives me great enjoyment.
All right.
It's so amusing.
We're going to close it out on a serious note here. This is a strong message about gun safety, being a responsible gun owner. And anyone that owns a firearm, especially up there in Michigan, you've got to be careful with your firearms. And because, you don't want kids getting a hold of your firearms. And I think this spot illustrates that quite well.
He'll behave himself. Oh, of course. I'm so glad. Kyle, we got to go. Mommy's got an appointment.
Mommy's got an appointment. Look at their face.
For the audio listeners, these two kids are fucking swinging dildos and vibrators at each other.
Always lock
up your guns, kids.
Oh, of course. I'm so glad.
They find it, they'll
we
play
gotta go.
with it.
Mommy's got an appointment.
Look at the look on their faces. That's so great.
Yeah. They got the capes on. They got the helmets on.
If they find it, they'll play with it.
If they find it, they will play with it.
So there you go. Lock up your fire. What's in your safe? Lock up your fire.
It looks like a WNBA game.
Except it's not green. It's not a green dildo that's being thrown out on the court.
Look at Pappas being topical, man. That's hilarious.
Well,
That's
Andrew,
fucking awesome.
I want to close out with happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
Hope you've had a good trip up north.
Damn it. I can't believe we didn't find that video as Halloween.
Prepping, you mentioned snowmobiles, which is nothing more than a motorcycle on snow. So I'm prepping those right now. I was doing some prep work today, and I appreciate the thoughts.
For our team building exercise.
Where, you guys can watch you guys freeze your proverbial nads off. So, I appreciate that. But I will say this. The older I get, the less I give two shits about trying to convince people that disagree with me that somehow I'm the problem. I know what I believe in. I know what made this country great. I know that you guys know the same thing. And, I want to have conversations, yes, but I am not going to sit here and listen to people like that reporter said that don't deal in reality. Antifa doesn't exist. You know what? I'm not here for you anymore. I'm not going to have a conversation with you anymore because we're not, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. And the older I get, the more, cemented I get in my beliefs that I think that it's important that we all participate and get involved because we have too many people sitting on the sidelines. And it's time for you to get involved, get engaged, go to school board meetings, go to township trustee meetings, go to your local meetings and get involved and support the candidates that support your family values, or else we're going to find ourselves one day in a Venezuela type incident country where, you're not going to have the opportunity to disagree.
Bingo.
Nailed it. So you're back Monday. We'll figure out once
Monday I've got some. Yeah, I will get with you now. I will let's finish it out because it's the last show before Monday. We got biker guys going by again. Hey guys, nice chaps. I will say this. Monday, if anyone is going to go to Hank's birthday celebration at the Ashton on Beach Month, I would suggest carpooling, because the parking lot at this facility that I'm very familiar with is small and is not designed for copious amounts of parking. Notice the word of the day. You can walk over, you can park at Beach Acres and walk over. It's not a short walk. You can park at the Athenaeum across the street and walk across Beachmont. Not recommended, but and we're looking to get, because of the turnout that I think is going to occur because some very influential social media tycoon has shared the message. We're going to look to see if we get some traffic control. You're going to try to get the sheriff to get some traffic control out there. So I'm looking forward to it. I will see, hopefully both of you, Dano, if you're free, I think it would be a great spot for you to do we could shoot a video and you could.
My schedule allows, I will be there.
Yeah. So, and Jason, we might consider shooting a video there as well and just sharing it.
I'll get with you once you get back. Just shoot me a text when you get back in town. But
you got it.
I'm glad you were able to come in via the link. And again,
I'm going to get back to college football. We got some good games going on today. I'm going to dig a nice evening relaxing in college football and wake up.
UC and Ohio State have boded well today. So
we are going to wake up a year older tomorrow. Another trip around the sun. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Great show, Dano. Great video clips, and I will see you guys when we get back.
Any more where that came from?
Everybody, we will we'll get back with you and let you know when the next episode is. We'll figure that out on Monday. See ya.